everyone, this is Godzilla Wolf 1, and I'm back with another video, and today I will be giving my opinion on a reveal from Steven Universe, namely from the new episode, A Single Pale Rose. Now, if you have not seen the episode, click off this video, go watch it, and come back. I'll still be here. I'm a video. That sounded weird. But, see you guys when you get back if you have not seen the episode. Have you seen the episode? Good. Let's continue. Because this episode contains the mother of all Steven Universe spoilers. A spoiler so gigantic that the series is no longer the same. So, it's one of those spoilers you do not want to be spoiled on. But the reveal is Pink Diamond and Rose Quartz were the same person. Rose Quartz was a fabricated identity Pink Diamond created so she could save the Earth. And a lot of people are demonizing Rose over this. They're hating on her. I've even seen someone say she's the true villain of Steven Universe over it. And here's the thing. If you have a different opinion than mine, that's perfectly fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. If you hear me out and have not changed your mind, that's understandable. I perfectly understand. I think this is meant to be a discussion-bringing topic. I think we are supposed to talk about this and try to make sense of it. But I think demonizing Rose over this is going about this wrong and missing a key point about the entire series. And to me, that key point is these are people, not just characters. They are people that have good qualities, but also bad qualities. Have serious flaws. If you look at every single character in the show, there's not one that does not have a flaw of some sort. Okay, everyone's flawed. Steven, he's naive. He has this naivety to him. He sometimes does some immature things. Of course, he's a child, so that's to be expected, but he's still flawed. Amethyst has self-loathing issues. She has serious self-loathing issues. Pearl bottles up her emotions and won't talk about them. She has very little self-esteem. Garnet, who's one of the most mature characters in the show, has problems. She legitimately has trouble, conveying some of her emotions. As we saw in the pool hopping episode, she has serious trouble, sometimes reconciling between herself. That's a weird phrase to say. That makes perfect sense for Garnet. Each of her selves do have flaws. Ruby and Sapphire each have flaws, and the reason Garnet seems so stable is because she is them canceling each other out. But they still have flaws. Peridot has so many flaws. But that's part of why we love Peridot. But, she has self-esteem issues. She has an ego at the same time, which is kind of interesting. She has flaws. Lars has flaws. Connie has flaws. Everyone has flaws. And the thing is, I think this whole thing is showing us that Rose was no different, that she had flaws too. And the root of everything, the root of all this, I think comes down to a key flaw that we're seeing again and again with her. And I think it's her fatal flaw, her critical flaw that she could never really overcome. And I believe that flaw is an inability to do things or to be honest with people if she thinks it will make them think less of her. And I think there's a very understandable reason she has this flaw. I think it comes from somewhere, which Rebecca Sugar has said. Everyone has a reason they're the way they are. And I think in Rose's case, it comes down to how she was pressured by the other diamonds. Now, is this saying the diamonds are to blame for everything? Okay, they technically are, considering they're genocidal space tyrants, but no, I don't think they are, because Rose still made her choices, but I think in some way the environment Rose grew up in created this problem, and that's because we see Yellow Diamond put pressure on Pink Diamond to act like a proper diamond. We see her put pressure on Blue Diamond to act like a proper diamond. A big part of What's the Use of Feeling Blue, which is one of my favorite songs in the series, is act like a diamond. Be this leader. Be the put on this brave face and inspire your people. That was what Yellow Diamond was trying to get at, is that they're diamonds. They have to be diamonds. They have to be these perfect pillars for the rest of Gemkind. They have to earn their respect. And Blue Diamond told her that too. She said, smile in your wave and they'll all fall in line. That's the thing. I think Pink, all her life, was pressured to never let people see the cracks, to never let people see her as anything but a diamond. In a way, it kind of makes me think of Elsa in a weird way. Obligatory Frozen reference. But the thing is, I think at her core, that's where this comes from. Where Rose, all her life, has probably been ingrained with this idea of, you can't let them see the cracks in you. You have to be perfect. You have to show them the diamond. You have to show them this godlike figure they have to look up to. And I honestly think that left Rose with this flaw. And I think that's at her core what's caused all of this. Is Rose won't stand up to her sisters because... And yes, I call the Diamond Sisters. I think everyone does. Because that seems what they're going for. But I think she wouldn't stand up to them because subconsciously she knew if she said, I don't want to destroy life on Earth because I care about it, she thought they would think less of her. I think Rose, deep down, feared that. Now, I think there are other reasons she didn't tell them. And I might get into another video on this at some other time. But, for example, she might have thought, okay, if I tell them, they'll think, you're too soft for this. And they'll just take her off and take over the colony themselves, and Earth has no chance. Which, again, kind of feeds into this. It kind of feeds into this idea that Rose, at her core, feared what other people think of her, whether it's rational or irrational. Now, is this selfish? Yes. Was not telling anyone about business selfish? Yes. Though I think, and that was also partly because she didn't want people to see Bismuth as anything other than what they remembered her as. I think in a way she was trying to protect Bismuth's reputation there too. But was that selfish? Yes. Was hiding she's Pink Diamond selfish? Yes. Was not telling her sisters the truth selfish? On some degree, yes, though there's more reasons to it. I think at her core, this is selfish, but it's sympathetic. Anyone that's had a perfectionist parent or a perfectionist teacher, or, someone that just will not be pleased unless you're perfect, knows that fear. I've had teachers that are like that. I've had teachers that if you step out of line and do one thing wrong, they're on you. And that makes you afraid to fail. That makes you afraid of what others will think if you fail, if you show weakness. I think that's honestly what Rose was feeling. Because it makes perfect sense with what we've seen Blue and Yellow, both in their interactions with each other and the few interactions we've seen with Pink. So I think at her core, that is Rose's critical flaw. She fears the opinions of others. Now, does that make her a bad person? No. Keep in mind, Rose still gave up being royalty, being a god to her people for Earth. She still risked herself for Earth, because keep in mind, she might have not been in any danger from the normal gems, but if she'd been fighting one of the other diamonds, we have every reason to believe she's the weakest of them. She could have died if she was fighting one of the other diamonds, which we almost see her do in The Answer to a degree. And I don't think Rose wanted to hurt the other diamonds. I don't think she wanted to kill the other diamonds. But I think she was aware of the fact that they might shatter her without even knowing that it's her. And we actually hear her tell Pearl nearly that back, I can't remember the episode, but in one of the flashbacks, she does mention that their lives are on the line if they do this. At least I think so. My memory might not be the best, but I'm pretty sure that happened. But I think at her core, everything Rose told the Crystal Gems about, gems being their own people, about protecting humanity, I think she was being honest. She was being dishonest about who she really was, yes. But I don't think anything she said was a lie. Because, let's face facts, Rose was in a bad decision. She had to choose between what her family wanted and doing what was right. And yes, you can say, okay, she was begging to have her own colony and stuff, but here's the thing. I see Pink Diamond at that point like Porcina from the old G1 MLP cartoon. Someone who from a distance could say, hey, that looks fun, or hey, those people aren't real. But when you actually get up and see the people face to face and what your actions might do to them, it's different. They're real now. I think that's honestly what Rose went through in that moment. So no, I don't think Rose was a bad person. I think she was a flawed person, and those flaws hurt herself and everyone around her. Now, does that mean that she doesn't deserve forgiveness or that she's a bad person? No. Because we can tell she genuinely felt remorse for what she did, which is more than Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond do for their destruction of planets. And this is one thing that I think they're really trying to hammer in, is Steven is better than Rose because he got past this flaw fairly early. The first episode after the confrontation with Jasper, the first conversation with Jasper, we see him go through this to a degree with Connie, where he doesn't want to let her know because he's afraid of hurting her, but he ultimately relents and tells her anyway. And gradually he has been becoming more and more open. Rather than hiding what he learned on the moon base about Pearl, he confronts her about it. He's upfront to her about it. He does not want to keep it a secret. He could, because it's clearly painful for her, but he knows it has to come out. He knows that to a degree this has to be settled, or there's never going to be reconciliation between them. I honestly think that's how he feels at this point. So yes, when Bismuth told him he was better than his mother, she was right, because Steven doesn't have this flaw. Rose did, and she, I think, honestly, in her own mind, knew she had it, but could never break out of it. And I think that's one of the reasons she, was so proud of Steven and what he could become, even before he was born, because she knew he was getting a clean slate, something she could never have. But anyway, that's my opinion. If you agree, cool. If you disagree, fine. Just respect my opinion. I'll respect yours. Anyway, this has been Godzilla with What 1. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye! I still don't have a catchphrase.